and this is Augie's brother, just for a little, you know, reminder, Luna's son. So that's our family tree, I'm telling you. But but he is a busy one. You know, the young ones, he's still 4 and young. You know, we haven't said, oh, you're jumping courses and stuff. It's kind of, we've let him go at his pace. I can go a little bit slower pace, and we've been busy. So working on the cross ties. And what I wanted to do is I'm building duration in the cross ties. So right now it seems like I'm just talking, but the truth is I am paying attention to him as well. So I want him to feel like my focus isn't completely on him. Now, did he get a little bit high and look a little bit tense in his head? Yes, he did, but he's a foot thrower. So I'm looking for a lack of pawing is good enough. I even like there that he kind of let go of me. He wasn't trying to please me there. He was just looking at his environment, and I like that. What I would ideally like is head not quite so high, but look a little bit more relaxed and a little bit more quiet and a little bit less try. But for now, like I said, having him still is the first thing that we need to do. Still is where we're going to start. Hello, man. And I see his little eye looking right at me. So I kind of am trying to break the contact and try to have him just get used to a little bit more duration. Now, ideally, so in the beginning, you can see like with Augie, I'm right there, I'm in his face, I'm doing the whole thing. I want to start getting a little bit more distance so that I can be over here and he can just be in the cross ties. And remember, and there I'd like him lowering his head a little bit. Remember, what we want is, I would like him just to stand still and relax there. But we're kind of shaping it because he's doing really good about his feet. Because his feet can be like Augie's. You know, they both have a real propensity for using their feet. And so, again, I like that he's just standing there a little quieter, but we're trying to build up some duration there. There you go. Good job. So I'm going to just be over here a little bit. So I'm kind of just going to you know, I don't ignore that. I don't correct it. I don't run and say stop, stop, stop. I just kind of say, well, that's not going to get you reinforced. That's not going to make me come over and see you. So it's something that we're trying to get that behavior to be replaced with the behavior of just standing quietly. So now I don't want to reinforce him the minute he stops. In the beginning, I might for a couple of times, the moment he stops, go, I like that, not this. But if I do that, we can get this cycle where he pause, 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 and stops. And then like, see, and now I'm being good. So I'm going to have a little bit more time go between, my plan is anyway, I don't know what his plan is I want to have a little bit more time with him just standing still. So, and also I want to be able to kind of go out of sight for a second so that I can go out of sight. And I click there, and now I have to rely on my hearing for that. And so I heard him just blow and kind of exhale. So I said, okay, that's a good thing. That's not pawing. So I'm going to just go out of sight again. So now he's feeling like he's in the cross. Of course he can hear me, but at least we have this visual where he is starting to have a little bit more independence there, you know, where it's not me having to sit right beside him. So I'll kind of go over this way. Good boy. And I can go over here and I can sit down for a minute. So when I'm building up to teach like a young horse about the cross ties, you know, at first I'm right there with them, and then I, you know, I'm a little further away, and then I'm a little more, but I start with a little bit of disconnect. So I want him to feel like I'm just doing my thing. He's just doing his thing. He's still staring at me quite a bit, but that's all right. That's where we start. You're doing fabulous, little man. We gotta, and the whole point is to build up a really good reinforcement history, kind of even like what we did with Augie, just saying this is a great place to be. And so we can classically condition in time so that the cross ties are where a lot of good things happen, as opposed to now I'm just stuck standing here. So we want him to learn that it's a place if you just I would ideally, like I said, you want them just to go to sleep and be kind of like, yeah, totally nothing's happening, I'm getting groomed, whatever. But for now, we just have to start and teach them the pieces first. Hello, man. Hi. Hello. I know. Good boy. And all the horses are outside. I mean, they're right out. Some of them are right outside the door there, so he can see them all around the doors. But he's the only one in the barn right now, so it's, you know, we've kind of got. And I love this piece because it's also working on a little bit of separation, so he can be a little separate from them and not feeling like the world is falling apart. That good things are still happening when he's just by himself or being in the barn or standing quietly. Good. I saw that little foot move. I thought, uh-oh. But it didn't. It stayed really still. Hi. Hi, Santini. And another piece, creating the distance is one of the things we want to create. Something hard was in there, wasn't it? Creating the distance is one of the things we want to create. Another thing we want to create is being able to just take care of business. You know, that I can groom him, that I can pick his feet, that I can do these things without him and have him again just standing quietly. So at first I may start by simply, he has been groomed, so he knows it. He just gets busy. So we're really working on the lack of activity. So I can go back to these areas, and as I'm doing my thing, I can still click when I feel like he's good. Now, as he's a little bit high-headed, good. I like that he kind of disengaged just a little bit there. Good boy, you're all right. Yep. And I don't stop what I'm doing there and fuss or draw attention to that movement. I simply just say, well, I'm just going to do me. I'm going to just stick with you wherever you are and whatever you're doing. And not draw attention to his activity. Oh boy. And because he's kind of coming back with me a little bit, I'd rather him stay up higher, but I'm going to up further. But I can feed him up there to help kind of correct that position a little bit. And what I like there is he didn't kind of come back to try to be with me. He let me go back there. He kind of accepted that that's where I'm going to be right now. I didn't mean to click, but I did, so what the heck. Good boy.
So you get past her.
Good boy. Good boy. So that's how we'd incorporate some, you know, brushing or even tacking up into it, but really looking for this piece just to be quiet. And I want to be sure before I did that, that the cross ties, before I put the two together, I want to be sure the cross ties is a good place to be and brushing is a good thing. So if he was a really sensitive skinned horse and brushing was not very comfortable for him, I would work on that piece separately, not being part of the cross ties, so that he didn't get to the cross ties and think, oh, now we're doing that thing that's really uncomfortable for me. Instead just, you know, working on the cross ties being good and brushing being good where he has movement and can leave. Because I think that's one of the pieces that I don't want to introduce something that in the cross ties that we can't first do in the stall, so that they can show me if they're walking away and don't like a piece, then that tells me maybe this piece is a little bit more than I think, especially as they get really good at the positive reinforcement and they're confident horses. You know, sometimes they're like, okay, it'll be all right, but I want to know how they feel so I can address that and get it stronger or get it so it's something they actually enjoy and like doing.